We're about to talk about your products and services. Can you tell me about any that you're particularly proud of, any that's performing exceptionally well?
Well, yeah, there are several.
Right.
We are pension fund managers, and we also offer individual retirement schemes, which I
Yes.
think is particularly important for the average Jamaican now, because the statistics shows that not enough Jamaicans actually put away money for a rainy day. So that's an area that we are ramping up because we're not known as a pension fund as a pension fund manager, but more as an investment
That's
manager,
right.
which is basically the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and those products perform pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
We are a stockbroker, so we
Yes.
advise clients on purchasing and selling of shares.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the key activities that we do. We have been consistently ranked as either the number one or the number two in the
Mm-hmm.
industry. Since the creation of the overall member dealer award, we have won that every time since it has gone up. We also do investment banking.
Yes.
And we just completed a deal. The Caribbean flavors and fragrances and Derrimon, where Derrimon bought
Yes.
49%
That's right.
of that transaction. But one of the reasons it's your normal investment banking transaction, financial advisory, etc. But what was most pleasing about it is when we started the discussions with the owner of CFF, you know, he had reached a point where he wanted to step back, go off into the setting sun, etc. So we devised a strategy to try and give him maximum value. And a part of that strategy was to actually list the company, which we did successfully.
Yes.
Once a company was listed, it started to attract more interest because now more people became aware of it. So if you try to sell it as a private company, it is much more difficult. Now that it's listed, it's clear for all to see. And Derrimon came out as the one that had the best price, and the transaction was done. But why it has been particularly pleasing, I was coming out of my office, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, and when I walked in the lobby, I see the owner sitting down in a pair of cargo pants, slippers, no socks, and a shirt. And he's like fully tanned. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, I'm just coming back from cricket, and I'm like, it's so pleasing to see a plan come together. It's somebody that has worked very hard, very long, has created a lot of
You
value.
have made him able to relax and enjoy the fruits of
Mayberry,
his labor.
Mayberry,
Mayberry.
and that was a transaction where on both sides you
Mm-hmm.
hit the target. So you have another company with a younger leadership that is still looking to grow and build.
Yes.
So they've been able to achieve that. And then on the other hand, you have somebody who is saying, listen, I have done my bit. I know want to get some cash where I can sit back, and if I want to go and watch some cricket,
I
or
can do
I can
that.
do that. He and his wonderful wife can go away and enjoy the fruits of their
Right.
labor.
And I noticed that you are also staying abreast of world trend because you're now factor compliant. I mean, you're making sure that your US
Right,
clients are transparent.
right.
So, tell us briefly, how does factor work now?
Well, the first thing I'll say to you, it's not about us trying to make them compliant. It is
Yeah,
actually their responsibility.
to be compliant.
And what a lot of people need to understand, what FATCA is the U.S. government's attempt to ensure that people pay their rightful taxes.
That's right.
So you shouldn't have to put something in place to force people to carry out their duties and responsibilities. So that's the first thing. Obviously, there are rules and regulations surrounding FATCA. So what has happened is that we've had to change, for example, our account opening documentation to include questions like, are you
About.
a resident of the US? Because we have reporting guidelines and regulations that we have to follow.